So the UK has become one of the World Health Organization's co-signatories on its new Pandemic Prevention, Preparedness and Response Treaty. Try saying that 3 times when you're drunk. This agreement, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's an international agreement that aims at an equitable response to pandemics, which means that all of the member states which sign onto it have to abide by whatever the WHO says, otherwise they'll be subject to sanctions if they don't act accordingly in times of crisis, like withdrawing certain health information or certain resources that have been subsidised. So the WHO can turn around and say, as they did during the pandemic, that you need to lock down as quickly and rapidly as possible and throw out all our prior guidance that said about subjective shielding, and the UK has to fall in lockstep right behind China, who are bankrolling the WHO, and we have absolutely no say about it. And we currently don't get a vote in this. Our politicians, Boris Johnson namely, have already pretty much signed on to it, and so people weren't too happy about that. So if you go to the details that the Commons Library have said in their report, if you go to the next one please, John, they say, the main goal of this treaty would be to foster an all-of-government and all-of-society approach, immediate alarm bells ringing there about totalitarianism, strengthening national, regional and global capacities and resilience to future pandemics. It would also create a conference of parties for the treaty, so a COP, like you have COP 26, 27 for climate change. You can have a health COP, which just means more international elites paying billions to have multi-car cavalcades and private jets flying around the world for a brief holiday to tell you how you have to stay within your 15-minute city because you're emitting too many carbon emissions. And in Parliament's own research brief, it says, the intergovernmental negotiating body agreed by consensus at its second meeting in July 2022 that the new international instrument on pandemic preparedness should be legally binding. Now, the reason I read that out is because we're going to go through some clips momentarily of this parliamentary debate. And in it, someone does say that it will not be legally binding. That is untrue according to Parliament's own research brief. So lots of the MPs, as per usual, are talking about issues they only half know about and that we're going to be subjected to while they're not. So as a libertarian, I understand that you know all too well about the government doing things unilaterally and us being subjected to tyranny, but just hammering it home for the audience. So if we go to the British Medical Journal's coverage, so you can see the exact kind of ideological contamination that's going to be at work within this pandemic treaty. This has been written by Alexandra Phelan, who has consulted for World Health Organization. It's declared in this. And the opening line is just delusional post-colonial woke propaganda. So, great, we're subject to intersectionality in the name of public health. Hi folks, for obvious reasons, because YouTube has decided to be so censorious, the rest of this segment is not available on YouTube. But fortunately, it is available on our Rumble channel and on our website, linked down in the description. So if you want to get the rest of our reporting, you can go over to those channels where we can speak freely. Thank you very much.